everybody! So I have been tagged by my friend Matthew Aaron-Halt, and this is a top 300 movie tag. It's basically just some questions about movies. He's going to be doing a top 300 movie list over the course of the next couple months, I guess. So you want to check out his channel. I'll put a link down in the description section, but they are very difficult questions, so I think you guys will have fun hearing my answers to these questions. So let's get started. So the first question is, Freddy vs. Jason vs. Godzilla vs. Mothra meets Frankenstein meets the Wolfman, a crossover movie you love. And for me, that's definitely Who Framed Roger Rabbit, because that was the movie that should never have happened, but yet somehow it did. And you've got Looney Tunes and Disney together. That is really amazing. And as far as like a crossover that I would love to see happen, I mean, it's never going to happen, but I would love to see the X-Men in the Marvel world. I think that would be really fun. But 2 is Star Trek Nemesis is not that bad. An entry in a series you feel gets a lot of undeserved hate. And for me, I would say Cars 2. I'm not saying it's great, but I don't think it's some horrific, horrible movie like people say it is. I think it's actually kind of clever and funny and different. And yeah, I like it. The animation's pretty good. I don't know, like I gave it a C+, I think. In some ways, I actually like it a little bit better than the original, because the original was a little slow. Jason and the Argonaut skeleton scene. A scene in a movie you feel may be more popular than the film itself. And for me, that's probably, honestly, I think the opening in Up. I don't know anyone that doesn't like that opening in Up, but there are people who don't like the movie as a whole, but still like that opening. The beginning of Rubber threw me for a loop. A movie that wasn't exactly what you were expecting, and you're okay with that. For me, I would pick Meet the Robinsons for that. I don't know what I was expecting. It had way more heart than I expected. It had a big surprise. I did not see the villain coming. It's not perfect. It definitely gets a little bit messy, a little bit overcomplicated, but I thought it was clever. It's Deadpool, your favorite movie of this current year so far, and that's definitely Zootopia is my favorite. Everyone and their brother can quote Robin Hood, Men in Tights, back to me, a movie you love that it seems like almost everyone around you randomly loves as well. I think it's kind of random that the people all around me really love is Song of the Sea, and that's only because I introduced them all to it. And I said, watch this, it's so good, and they all really love it. I Am a Leaf on the Oh Don't Get Me Started, a movie death you will never be over. I think I would go with Old Yeller in this one. It's so emotional and sad. Spoiler alert to Old Yeller. The dog dies in the end. It's very sad. Ran is Henry V in his own special way, an adaptation of a book, play, or whatever that did something a little different with its source material. And I'd say Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet. It's not perfect, but I think it's really creative, and I like the way it uses music, and I like the way that the production design. And I think that Claire Danes and Leonardo DiCaprio have a lot of chemistry together. Let's watch Fargo with that weird looking yellow, you betcha. I'm not very good at doing accents. A movie with a highly memorable accent. And I love Fargo. That might be my pick if it wasn't part of the question. But I think I will say Julie and Julia, which might sound like a strange choice, but Meryl Streep is so good at doing accents. It feels like that must be her voice. Like, she's so good. And her getting the weird voice of Julia Child just perfect, I just think is brilliant. That's not even just like an accent, it's like her own voice accent. Like, it was just so unique and she nailed it. Wolverine, your favorite spin-off movie. I would say, I don't really like spin-off movies very much. It's hard for me to think of one that I really like. But the only one I can think of, I thought The Penguins of Madagascar was fun, and that's sort of a spin-off, so. I wasn't aware I liked the 2004 Punisher that much until last month, a movie you went back to and were surprised by how much you liked it. This would be Atlantis: The Last Empire. I had seen it when I was in college and I thought it was boring at the time, but then I watched it as part of my Disney Canon review first series and I thought it was so much fun. I thought it was a great little adventure. And I thought it was just so creative, and the languages that they created and the culture that they created and the animation is beautiful. So I liked it. I thought it was good. I'm sorry, guys. I liked Age of Ultron better. A sequel you like better than the first one that a lot of people don't. I picked Kung Fu Panda 3. I think it is better than the first. I think it's better than the second because I think it combines the elements that are strong in both of those and creates a really, really wonderful movie. It's funny, but it's also got the good action that you had in the second one. So I really loved it. Is Casino Royale your favorite Bond film? So mine is Casino Royale. And next to that is Skyfall. His head is about the monkeys doing stuff, I think. A movie that has almost no plot that you love anyway. So that would be The Tree of Life. It's just so beautiful. It's like a prayer, but to movies. I love it. My mom corrected my situation and made sure I saw the original Walking Tall after the remake. A movie where the original is better than the remake. It just took you years to see the original. I would say King Kong. There's a lot of different versions of King Kong, but I think that the Peter Jackson one is if they if they started when they were at Skull Island, I think it would be much better. But it's good. I still like it. But the 1933 King Kong, the way they use the stop motion and everything is just so, so good. 22 Jump Street, a movie that you feel really shouldn't have worked for you, but it did. For me, I would say Ant-Man. If you'd asked me years ago if I would like a movie called Ant-Man, I would have said you were nuts. But I was really entertained by it. I thought it was really... Paul Rudd is super charismatic, and I thought it was funny, and I liked the visuals, and I thought the story is sort of a heist movie. It was a lot of fun. Bill Mariachi, your favorite director's first movie. I haven't seen this movie, but I'd say Richard Linklater, and his movie is Slacker, so I'm slacking off. I need to see Slacker. But Dazed and Confused was his first big hit. Really entertaining look at these high school students in the 70s. It's We're the Dream Warriors. Don't Want to Dream No More. A movie with an amazingly cheesy song that you love. Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. Lego Movie. Think of what genre the guest classifies as, but it's awesome. And this is a movie that is a little bit of a mix of genres and all the better for it. I can't really think of a good one for this. I just picked Fantasia because it really has, you've got Night on Bald Mountain, you have comedy with the dancing, hippos, and you just get a little bit kind of everything. So this one is, what is a movie that you're pretty sure was your favorite when you were a child? And for me, that was definitely Little Mermaid. And then Home Alone was the first comedy that I ever really, really loved. The Devil's Backbone better than Pan's Labyrinth. A lesser known movie from a director that you like better than the better known, more acclaimed one. I do love Pan's Labyrinth. It's really good. But I would say, I think Notorious is better than Psycho by Alfred Hitchcock. And Notorious is a bit of a slow burn. You have to have patience with it, but it just smolders and smolders. And the chemistry, Ingrid Bergman and Cary Grant is just so great. And I love it. The building tension, and the villain is very, very hard to read what he's doing, what he's thinking. Does he believe them? And Psycho is a good movie. It's certainly a well-made movie, but it's kind of a slasher movie when you break it down. And so I think that Notorious is more interesting and just sort of draws me in more. That's Revenge of the Fallen is stupid, but I don't care. I love it. A movie isn't great art and maybe a little stupid, but you love it anyway, even a bunch of other people hate it. I really don't like Revenge of the Fallen. I think it's super misogynistic and just unending, and in the horrible CGI love fest Michael Bay. I don't like it at all. But if I had to pick one that other people think is stupid, a lot of comedies come to mind because it's just what makes you laugh, and other people, it just doesn't make them laugh. So I would say Napoleon Dynamite. Like, of course it's stupid. That's the whole joke. But I think it has an incredibly engaging, liking lead character, and I think it's a really, really good film. But other people, it drives them crazy. So Death Race 2000 is set in the futuristic year of 2000, a movie that totally doesn't age well, but that's part of the fun of it. So I would say Time Bandits with this. It's Terry Gilliam. He just kind of throws a lot at the screen. It's just this sort of fun adventure through time and meeting all these different characters. And you've got these little people that are kind of these sort of pirate types. And it's a really, really enjoyable, creative, different film. And definitely some of the special effects don't hold up super well, and some of the costuming and some of the stuff, but I still think it's definitely a very, very good film. Next is, I still have issues with it, but I keep loving it more I watch it. A movie you will always have little quibbles with, but you find yourself liking it more you watch it. For me, I would say Star Wars The Force Awakens was that way. Yes, I have little quibbles here and there, but nothing that stops me from having a wonderful time watching it, and I do like it more every time I see it. So those are my answers to the questions. Let me know what you think about some of these films that I mentioned, and check out Matthew's channel, and thanks so much for all these interesting questions, and please subscribe to my channel. I'll talk to you later. Bye!